So we are very happy to have Dr. Reza Mia with us right now. Dr. Mia, welcome back. Welcome home. Hello, sir. Are you good? Oh, wait.
Hello.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Are you sorted?
So nice to be here.
Are we sorted? There
I
we
hope
go.
I'm not going to
Okay,
be
wait.
unpopular after this, but
No. This is not unpopular.
I may be bursting a bubble.
Okay, well, this is why we have you here. Because, and we say this always, this is Radio Play ZN, and we are here to bring opinions to the table. And I appreciate your opinion, and this is why we're doing it. We're not saying that, this is the, everyone must go and do their own thing. But, Dr. Reza, I saw you put up something about peptides. And I have seen, at the moment, it feels like peptides. Everyone's talking peptides.
I'm making shorts.
It is peptides about all the things, from training to sickness to skin health to everything. So, Dr. Reza Mia.
You know why they've become popular?
Please tell me. Yes.
Peptides have been around forever.
Yes.
Okay? I mean, they're inside you. It basically just means a short protein. And it's been inside you, and insulin is a peptide. And
insulin is a peptide.
So you've known about peptides for many years, but you just didn't know it was called a peptide. And they've become popular, and the word has become popular because of the GLP-1 agonists. So those are peptides as well.
Are those peptides? Oh.
And so that's when that became like, that's a peptide, and now peptide becomes the buzzword. And so anybody who wants to sell anything starts putting the word peptide onto it and saying, here, take this peptide. This peptide is going to be good for you. This one's going to do this, that. And, we've always seen it. They used to do it with the word stem cells until people learnt enough to know that stem cells have to be of a certain quality, of a certain species, meaning the human species.
Yeah.
And we can't just take the stem cell that we managed to extract from that little palm tree, put it in the person and say, oh, look, now your skin will be good.
Yeah.
So peptides has become a word that's been thrown around very easily and too much. Now, you always have to ask somebody, when you want to use peptides, what is the goal?
What is the goal?
What do you want out of this? And then you can start looking at, should we be using this specific peptide? And then once you decide, I want to use a specific peptide, you have to ask two important questions. The first one is, does it do what people are saying it'll do? And then you look at the studies. You look at the human studies, you look at everything that you can get, all the data. And I mean, you must look at clinical trials, not just like what people think about it, but clinical trials. And not, well, that guy over there said it made his arms grow bigger. You need to see a clinical trial, like a double-blind controlled study, which means the researchers
control study,
don't know who's taking the product and who's taking the placebo.
Oh.
And the people in the trial don't know that they're taking the placebo or the product. And that's important because the way you treat someone, if I know that I'm giving you the peptide or I'm giving you the drug and I'm giving you the placebo, I will be kind of, well, here and here. And so
yes,
it influences the participants, and they start to feel different, and they go, oh, I'm getting the real stuff. And the placebo effect is so powerful that it even works when you know it's the placebo effect.
Wow.
So I can give you, I can scratch you with an ancient coin.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, because of what's inside here, it gives you this ability to lift more weight. And people who believed they were on steroids were 30% stronger or something like that. They grew 30% more because of that belief. They were like, well, I'm on the stuff. I can lift more weight. And they go and they lift more weight. And they get bigger and they get stronger. And they were never on steroids.
Power of the mind, eh? Power of the mind.
So that's the power of it. Now, the sad thing about most of the peptides out there is if you divide them into two groups. The first one, it's drugs that have been studied in that way and have been proven to work, and you can get them from the pharmacy when a doctor gives you a script, or you really need it, or it's administered by a doctor or a nurse.
So is this specifically like your insulin, for example?
That's like insulin, for example. There's many what you would call just drugs. Okay. And that's the thing. I think people compartmentalize traditional medicine, and they say, that's a drug, and I'm looking at peptides. It's the new world of peptides.
And peptides are not drugs. Because everyone says your body makes them, it's an amino acid, it's the base of the protein, and so it's natural, and it's just natural.
Well, they used to make insulin from pig pancreases. They used to crush thousands to make a few grams. Now they produce it through bacteria. But it's still the same peptide. It's still the same chain of amino acids. And so if you look at that, you can use that. I mean, obviously you use it as you're supposed to use it. And the GLP-1s, your stomach makes it. But, GLPs, your stomach makes. But you can have GLP-1 agonist drugs, which are also peptides, which can be used. And when they should be used is when you are diabetic and you're struggling to lose weight and you are ready for side effects. You must remember, all of these things come with side effects. So I'll come to the sad part of it. So we've got the proven drugs, traditional drugs, as you can see it, but some of them are peptides. And then the new stuff, the new world, new ideas about peptides and new claims about peptides. But a lot of these have never been studied in humans. Some of them have been studied where there were 2 humans in the trial. It wasn't double-blind. It wasn't controlled. It wasn't, it wasn't a full study with all of that value. So I remember doing a course a couple of years ago about the different levels of studies. Not all studies are the same. You can have a case study, a case report. You can have then like a few patients, and then you have the controls, then you have the double-blind controls, and then you have something called a systematic review, which is where someone else goes and says, there were 500 studies done on this topic. Let me look at all of those outcomes and combine them and see how we can come to
so basically
a balanced conclusion.
Like you take a class average.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is the most powerful version of an academic study. So, there was a professor. His name is Professor Sneeman, and of pharmacology. And I remember him saying to me, I was in a class that he was saying this to. He said, as soon as you get a compound that is able to enter into your body, able to target a certain cell, and that certain cell changes what it does. Either it gives you an output, or it stops doing something, or it does something, or it changes shape. That becomes a medication. And as soon as it does that, it needs to be registered as a medication. And if anybody uses that without registration, then they're committing a crime. So a lot of the things, if you say, even if it's a topical cream, if I tell you this cream will alter some part of your cells or DNA or something, then I'm either committing the crime of selling you a product that is not registered, or I'm committing the crime of selling you a product that doesn't work. It can't do both. So that's the fact about pharmaceuticals and products that actually do something. If I tell you this will increase your testosterone by 40%, naturally. Well, if it does that, I mean, a lot of drugs then come from the natural world. Like we're saying, it's either from a pig's pancreas, or it's from bacteria, or it's from a tree. Even if it's from a tree, if it's a compound that will alter your being, then it has to be registered as a medical substance, go through the trials, go through the process, and then you'll recognize it again as a registered substance.
Just a quick one. I heard yesterday that someone saying, and I was telling Sandal Rose earlier, that there was someone saying about FDA approval and the fact that you can't copyright and or FDA approve nature because it exists in your body. That's why, and this is just what I was hearing, that's why peptides are not FDA approved and or whatever, because they exist naturally, so we can't copyright them or approve them. But is that...
Well, now I'm saying something that I might even be wrong, but it's the way I've always thought about it is most of the products and most of the drugs are natural. They come from extracts of either animals or bacteria or trees, or, it's not artificially created compounds in a lab.
Even the peptides don't get synthetic?
No, even if you make it synthetic, you're deriving it on a compound that's existed in nature.
Ew.
And for it to work on you, it needs to have certain molecular shapes that match receptors that you have in your body.
Wow.
Without receptors, you can't actually enter the cells and you can't do anything.
Okay.
It's like when we do the DNA test for people for hair.
Yeah.
Because things like, let's say, a minoxidil, I have no minoxidil receptors. And I didn't know about it until I did the test. And now I know if I rub minoxidil on my hair day and night, I won't grow any hair. But I have finasteride receptors. So I don't need to take a pill. I can rub it on my hair will grow because I have that receptor.
Wow.
And so all a receptor is a little Lego block
Yes.
that fits another Lego block.
Yeah.
And if we don't have a matching Lego block, the drug won't do anything.
It's reminding me of when we were small and we had those shapes and it was like it was a ball and then you had the shapes that you had to put in.
100%.
It's reminding me of that.
That goes in the square hole.
Yeah, exactly.
That's 100% how it works.
Right. So with peptides then, and again, we know, Dr. Reza, that, I mean, you are a very educated man when it comes to this, but still it's your educated opinion. Do you use peptides now in the aesthetic world?
Well, no. Again, I personally don't. Like
Okay.
if I say to somebody, what are your goals? You say to me, I want to create new muscle, new blood vessels, in my skin. I want vasoendothelial growth factors, which is some of the promised output of some of the peptides. Well, we say, it's important. Tell me what you want out of this.
What is a
It's a growth factor that makes you make new blood vessels.
Which would make what? My skin look plumper or...
Well, we can use that where we're starting to have a loss of blood vessels. You know, things like cartilage heal slowly because they have a poor blood supply.
Okay.
And hair, you can lose hair if you have a low blood supply to the hair. And so that's why things like the platelets,
Yes.
platelet-rich fibrin, we use that because it has platelet-derived growth factors and vasoendothelial growth factors. And we use that to create the blood vessels we want. So when someone comes to me and says, I'd like peptides, we ask them why. What do you want? If you say to me, I want to lose weight and I want to grow muscle.
Yes.
My first question is, how many times a week do you go to the gym?
Yes.
If you say I don't
it's
go,
a good question.
I say to you then, well, you're in the wrong place. Where you want to go is straight to the gym.
Yeah.
Do weights at least 3 times a week. If you can do more, do more.
Yeah.
That's the number one. So this is the thing. You know, often on social media, we see people saying things like, oh, doctors make money on drugs. That's why they don't want you to know this, or they don't want you to go to gym, or they don't. But our first piece of advice that we would give anybody, and this is what they taught us at WITS, it's not my idea,
Yeah.
is fix your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Start with gym. And weights is the most important thing for all of us, especially women.
Yeah.
Weights, and the heavier you get, the better. Obviously, not to hurt yourself,
Yes.
but as heavy as you can safely do. That's number one. You will turn your body into a machine that burns fuel. And just that alone, even without the cardio, you'll start to use your fat. It's just you can't do it today. You know,
Yeah.
you can't go to gym today and lose all the fat today. But it will take time and you will be able to fix that. That's the number one
So you're
thing.
saying we have to have patience. We don't love patience in this here world in 2026, Dr. Reza.
But we must embrace it. That's the fact of life. You know, you didn't gain the weight in a day. You won't
Yeah.
lose it in a day.
Yeah.
And so, number one is gym. And the thing with the GLP-1 agonist is that I'm not using the brand names because we're not allowed to.
Okay.
But the thing with all of these drugs is they are almost an anti-weights machine. What they'll do is they'll make you full. And you will feel like, I don't want to eat. But you don't just lose fat. You lose
Yeah.
fat, you lose
Yeah.
muscle, you lose bone. So, as somebody who's at risk of future osteoporotic fractures,
Yeah.
if you take those, you're increasing your risk every day that you take it.
So all these, because obviously I've had people come and tell me about the peptides. It's not like Ozempic. This one it doesn't do what Ozempic does, but it does help you lose weight. Is that also just we are fooling ourselves?
You may be. You know, when I would consider that, okay, I come to see you. I gym 4 times a week. I walk every day. I watch what I eat. I don't eat pizza. You know, I know the battle.
Okay, yeah.
Because if I could eat pizza for breakfast, lunch, and supper,
Even me.
I would eat pizza
Sure.
for breakfast, lunch, and supper.
Even me. Halala.
But when I do have it, I feel like I wake up and I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah.
You know, how I know when I can have pizza for lunch.
Yeah.
My honest thing. I wake up, go like this, and I'm like, oh, I
Feeling
can
good
afford
today.
some pizza today. Let me have some pizza. I've worked hard. I played paddle.
Yeah.
I gymmed. I can have some pizza.
Yeah.
If I wake up and I feel like, oh, shit, I'm fat.
Yeah.
I can't. no pizza today.
Yeah.
Let's have some meat and salad.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's just discipline that you have to incorporate into your life. And that way, we're talking about creating a little, like we say, a machine that uses fuel. Muscle is active tissue. You can't survive without feeding it all the time.
Yeah.
When you're sleeping, your muscle is absorbing energy and glucose and taking stuff out of your blood and using it. Now, when you reduce your muscle, you reduce all of that, you change that. You flip it around. And so you will use less. Your basal metabolic rate will drop more and more and more. When you stop taking the drug, you have nothing there, depending how long you've been taking it, to consume your energy, and so you'll gain weight. Your metabolism will just be so low that you'll almost have to take it forever. So if you want to live on something artificial that's destroying your body, then you take the easy route.
Hey.
But it's the cliche, the easy route now is the hard route later.
Yep.
Because how do we fix the fractures that will come later?
And for all of these peptides, I remember when we had the conversation about, so not so long ago, we spoke about Ozempic with Dr. Reza Mia. We had some doctors from a bariatric place in Cape Town that wanted to respond. So we let them respond. Let me tell you something. They did not answer a question. In fact, they circled the drain so much, you know. And what are you going to say?
There's a percentage of people who need that drug.
Yes.
They need it like I need an antihistamine when I'm sneezing with my cat.
Yes.
But it's not that we shouldn't all take the antihistamine just in case we're allergic to the cat.
Yes.
Or if we meet a cat that we're allergic to. That doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
You can't, mass medicate the whole population because of a minor inconvenience. People will say, I don't have time to gym. You need at least 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes in a day. Some of the time that you would otherwise eat,
or be online,
or put a little walking pad in front of your TV.
Yeah,
you can still watch TV.
Yeah,
just walk in front of the TV. It's a simple thing of just bringing in little habits here.
People also forget. I know that we're speaking specifically with peptides and now the weight loss, but people forget that looking away and feeling away are two different things. So the walking or the weight training, yes, your body will respond. It's nice to feel good in your clothes, but to feel good, to wake up and your body feels nice, to go to sleep and sleep properly, to be able to go up the stairs and not want to have an asthma attack at the top. These are all, great things. But when I was going back to that bariatric doctors, they spoke about it being a chronic medication. So in essence, we're looking at having to take these non-stop. When it comes to things like, have you heard of the Wolverine stack?
I've heard of a few exciting stacks.
So the Wolverine stack, it's a gym nickname. Okay, it's not a medical term. And this is what everyone is talking about. And I'm going to say, for the case the team don't know, it's combining the peptides, which is a body protection compound BPC 157, and the thymosin beta 4 fragment TB500. In essence, it's supposed to be faster healing, better for recovery and tissue repair, hence the name Wolverine. And these are these peptides that if you go into this village after this and you go and have a coffee, you ask anyone that's taking peptides, they'll tell you that's the Wolverine stack. Are these also chronic? So you start them now, is this something you're going to have to take for the rest of your life? Or if you stop everything, just blah?
Well, this is why I said I hope this doesn't make me unpopular, because it's a fad and everybody's into it. So the first thing I said was, it needs to be proven to work. None of those are done on the full human trials. None of those. Second of all, but the placebo effect is real.
Yes.
Second of all, where do you get it from? Now that it has been proven, it has been registered, it is a drug, you have to get it from a pharmacy after a doctor has given you a prescription. All the people that are taking it now, where do they get it from?
Literally, I know someone got it from Temu.
So I even saw a parachute on Temu.
Ha!
But would you use it? Would you jump off a plane with the parachute from Temu?
Oh, hell no.
So yeah, my gut says no. And I don't want to sound like I'm a hater of anything. I think, I drive a Chinese car and it's the best car I've ever driven.
I love the Chinese cars.
Car manufacturer.
But this is true. So my answer to that is no. I wouldn't use the parachute.
I wouldn't use it. There was a guy who did, but he did it to test it, and he had a real parachute. And after it's shredded to pieces, he pulled his real parachute.
Oh, did it shred?
Yes, it did shred. Now, there was another. I learned Chinese. I've learned Mandarin because I think that they are like the
Yeah, it's-
future
yes.
includes a
Absolutely.
big influence
Yes,
of China.
it
but
really does.
Not Temu. Now, there was a study done, and the study was done on imported products that were going to the US, but I mean, it's the same, we're all getting it here, just
Yeah.
from China to the US. 95% of the stuff that was tested was not what was supposed to be in the bottle.
95.
So 95% was not. Now you know that you don't have a lab at your house.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
test for BPC 157, 147, what is it?
BPC 157,
Yes,
yes.
you don't-
And TB 500.
You don't have a lab to test what you're taking.
You
You don't
know
know
what that
what's in
is.
there. So a while back there was something called lemon bottle, which was also an unregistered substance being illegally injected by beauticians for weight loss. And what they found is some of it was insulin, some of it was saline, some of it was who knows what else. But the fact is, when you get it from an unregistered distributor, if you have to get it out of a boot of a guy at gym, if you have to buy it on the internet secretly as a research, you don't know what you're getting, because those people don't comply with the laws, because
It's like a rave in the 90s
it's like
all
they
over
want
again.
to. I mean, they don't know. It's like a rave. If someone gives you pills and says this is a certain thing, you don't know what you're
You
actually
don't know.
taking,
You don't know.
and you could be committing suicide. So we want people to be careful. That's the second most important thing. One, it has to work. Two, what are you taking? Is it registered?
So now, if, for example, Dr. Reza, let's say this Wolverine stack, it's from a proper doctor, you've given me a prescription, and I take my Wolverine stack. When I stop taking it, because now this is right and my joints feel better and whatever, when I stop taking it, your opinion obviously here, does everything undo? Or is it something that holds? If
It's
I
not-
continue to gym and I continue to eat the same,
It's
but now
not
I'm
like
sto-
steroids. So
Okay.
your hope is that they're giving you saline, because because if it's convinced you and the placebo effect happens and you go to gym and you get stronger and you build more muscle and you feel better and you keep that lifestyle up, then you've actually done yourself a favor. But like we're saying, we don't have long-term or proper clinical trials with double-blind, controlled, placebo, whatever. You don't know what it does to you long-term. You may be growing. Do kids listen at this time? No?
No.
No.
I was joking with the
it's
girls.
8 o'clock, yeah. They're
I
at
said,
school.
you may be growing a penis in your brain.
Yeah.
And that could be a real thing. Nobody can yet say, no, we don't, because they haven't done a study. They don't know if it does or it doesn't do that. So who knows what the long-term effect of those specific products are? Good. GLP-1s, we know what the long-term effects are already. But
And-
people are still ignoring them. People
there's-
are going blind and they're still ignoring them.
I was about to say the billions in lawsuits at the moment with the likes of the Ozempics and the other one, the GLP ones, whatever. It's unbelievable, but we are so obsessed with being small.
Now.
It's weird.
And it's not healthy and it's not attractive. You turn yourself into this, shrivel yourself. That is not attractive.
It's not attractive.
No, I mean, you ask people, who likes that? Do you like that?
No.
No.
I don't like that. So why is it being pushed onto people, and why are people so easily accepting it?
We have, and I was speaking to a friend of mine, we have lost, and I know we're going over 8 now, but we've lost the ability to just have self-respect through discipline. That freedom of living through discipline. And the discipline may be, like you said, it may just be a 10-minute walk a day.
Yeah.
Or it may just be, skipping rope like Tando does, or whatever it is, that discipline for yourself. And then we've lost the discipline, and so we would rather be disciplined in injecting. You know what I mean? It's a bizarre thing, because then someone's got the discipline to every single day inject themselves. Just quickly, with peptides, are there any peptides that are claiming to work for like skin rejuvenation or anything that would take I know we aren't allowed to call it Botox because of the naming rights, but those kinds of things. Are there peptides claiming to work like a filler, like an anti-wrinkle?
I've seen some posts about that.
Yeah.
Where they've got a before and after, which is not realistic at all. And saying, well, now we need to take this. We don't use botulinum toxin anymore because... And it was just I didn't think anyone would take it seriously because you can clearly see that it's not a real before and after. But there are claims like that. And I just think that people are, again, jumping on the bandwagon of, well, use the new word. You know, in 5 years, there'll be a completely new word that will replace this. But if you keep going back, every 5 years, there's something that takes that claim. And like I say, at some point, they were saying it was the stem cells. It was stem cells which they were getting from plants. And they were saying, well, this is going to change everything. Exosomes came in between that. Now we have real human exosomes from umbilical cord cells from a registered lab, which is real, which works, which does what it's supposed to do. But you can't just make that claim about any exosome that you get. An exosome is basically just a product of a cell. So
Sure, but
people need to be careful, need to be more critical in their thinking about what they hear and what they see and what they read.
I almost wish that we could have a registered, like a you, Dr. Reza Mia, who you go to him, you think you're getting peptides, it's just a saline solution. We pop it in and inject it wherever it's supposed to be injected, and we believe and let the placebo effect take its place, you know, in where it is supposed to be, and let our minds and our bodies heal themselves. It's a bizarre thing, and I'm intrigued to know, because I must say, I am definitely cusping with this, you know. I'm 44, my hips are a bit sore. Like, I hurt at the gym the other day, my shoulder's a bit sore. I'm like, people are like, peptides, man, you know, I like healed so fast, and it sounds really intriguing, like appealing, very appealing,
Okay,
I
let me
must
ask
say.
you.
Yes.
Let's do a real world test.
Okay.
Forget the studies.
Okay.
Forget the medical science.
Yeah.
Let's pretend it doesn't exist.
Okay.
Wolverine
Yes.
looks awesome. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
How many people do you know on the Wolverine stack looks like Wolverine?
None. There's some of those High Rocks boys that are pretty fit, but they work hard, so
Yeah, that's
They
why
look
they
fit
look good.
before the
It's not because
peptides.
of the injection.
yeah.
They're putting in the hard work.
But the
They're
healing,
putting in the effort.
like the ones that say, oh, my rotator cuff has been giving me issues for a year, and then I started peptides, and now it's healed.
Again, if I tell you that I'm giving you something, I could give you a little secret pill that you take. And now you go, I've taken, I can relax.
Yes.
Now I'm going to heal. You suddenly stop all the tension that you had.
And then
your
you believe
trigger points
it.
disappear. Your inflammation reduces because your cortisol reduces. And now you feel like, oh, wow, I'm a new man.
I need you to give me one of those magic pills, okay? I want to
Well,
believe
you know
it.
you can do that yourself.
Yes.
You can go, everything will be fine because I have faith that my body can heal.
Yes.
I'm relaxed. My cortisol drops. My inflammation drops. Oh, wow, I did it. You don't need someone to stab you to give you permission to relax.
Did you have a question?
Yeah, I still don't think I know what they are. Like, what is it made of? Is it like from stem cells, from human DNA?
The
You spoke about
peptides?
pigs. Like, what is in the...
Well, if you just think about it, amino acids are little bits of protein.
Right.
Well, amino acids combine and they produce these little molecules. And when they're short, you call them peptides. And when there's more and they're longer, they're more complicated, you get then the proteins. So what you eat, whenever you eat any protein, your body will digest it and break it down into all of these little amino acids. And some of them you make your own, and some of them you have to eat. That's why it's called essential amino acids. And that's why, like, when I started trying, I felt bad for animals, and I thought, let me also try the vegan thing. And I still feel bad for the animals. Now I just thank, you
grateful
spiritually
to
thank
them.
because you need them.
Yeah.
I started working out. If I wanted to eat a certain amount of protein, I'd need to eat this many beans in a day. And you can imagine,
It's not
want to
I
share a
do
bed
to
with
the
you.
poor staff
Yeah.
who work with me. And so I was like, okay, I need to eat meat. I have to. And so that's what it is. It's basically just shorter chains of amino acids.
And collagen is amino
It's a
acid.
protein.
But as amino acids making up.
Collagen.
Okay.
So that's the thing. That was before, when you could just eat. They were saying, eat this collagen, it will give you more collagen. It wasn't, because you were breaking it down into its compounded pieces.
Yeah, that's. I heard that as well, the collagen fad, actually, and I don't. For everyone that's obsessed with collagen now, I don't want to even say that out loud, but I've heard so many times now, like, having a spoon of collagen into your coffee or smoothie or whatever ain't doing what you think it's doing.
So hydrolyzed collagen is more absorbable. I take collagen because it's 10 grams of protein in a scoop. And I'm like, wow, 10 grams of protein in a scoop. That's how I take it every day, because I want the 10 grams of protein in
Protein.
a scoop. It's quick, it's easy, and I can absorb it. But it's not because I think it's going magically into my skin where I want it to lift. Your body can't do that. You can't direct. Otherwise, platelets, again, you could say, I want 10% of platelets
Yeah.
to go into my boobs. Convert
Please.
yourself into filler gel.
Yes.
Make them bigger.
Yes.
You can't mentally do that. That's how you have to physically do it.
Bloody hell.
Okay.
Listen, we are going to be speaking to a woman on Thursday, and I might need to get you back in, or at least put you onto a WhatsApp call next week. She is a fascia specialist, but super into peptides. And then apparently the doctor that's creating these peptides, I've reached out to see if we can chat to him next week, early next week. So I very much, if you can't listen, I will send you, because I would love to know your take on these as well.
Yeah.
Just because, again, we have to, you know what, for anyone who's obsessed with peptides, they're not even going to listen to someone that says they're not good. And if someone thinks they're ridiculous, they're not going to listen to someone. So I want to be able to have both sides of the story so everyone can make their own educated decision.
Exactly.
But,
If people do that, if they
Yes.
say, I want to make my own educated decision, and they do the real research, I mean, not just one 5-minute search.
yeah, on ChatGPT that's looking for what you're asking for it.
Because by now we know that AI doesn't tell you the facts. AI tells you the facts that you want to hear to convince you that your question is correct because it wants you to like it.
Yes.
So that's built in that way. So if I search, are peptides bad? The answer is yes, peptides are bad. If you search, are peptides good? Yes, peptides are good, because it wants you to use it more and more and more. So the goal of AI, of those
Yes.
programs, is not to educate you, to make you the most intelligent person it can. It's be
make you use
dependent
it.
on me, the AI. So like me. And so I'll tell you that you're right, that you're better than everybody. That's a problem that we're seeing with the AI now. So do the real stuff. Go
Do the
into
real search, yeah.
go into PubMed. Look at the studies. If you're not
PubMed?
sure, PubMed. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, they're freely available.
Yeah.
You can all download those studies and read them and study them and
Okay.
spend time with it. Then make up your opinion before you jump into something that may cost you a lot more than you realize.
Sure. Dr. Reza Mia, he is in town. How long are you in town for?
Till tomorrow.
Till tomorrow, just quick in and out.
Yes.
If anyone wants to contact you, come and chat to you, whether it's about peptides, not peptides, or of course they want to come and have some of your magic, how do they get hold of you?
Look us up on Instagram, Dr. Reza_Mia, or WhatsApp us on 081-821-6923.
Thank you so much. Dr. Reza Mia,
Thank
have a
you.
wonderful rest of your day.